Hello. I forgot to roll the intro. But this is episode 227 of the whole time. My name is Hobbs, and with me, the most interesting man in the world, Joel Young.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
You gotta introduce the element of surprise, see?
You just trying to keep everyone on their toes.
Go live whenever, your enemy is not expecting it. So, Joe, how you doing, man?
we love the intro, by the way. We're very thankful for the intro.
Absolutely. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
We just we had to cut to the chase, I guess you'd say today. It's already starting off to be. It's gonna be a great show today.
It's gonna be awesome.
Always is.
Yeah. Always good to see you, sir. How are you?
Always good to be with you, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't have too much as well from a what's up standpoint. I am basically what I believe to be probably the very last last part of Ratchet and Clank, which is when it's basically like I got to a point now where like they've located the Emperor Nefarious, Doctor Nefarious, whatever. They've located and like you have to like stop at one of these like you have to stop at like the whatever this place is where you can like do like matches to get more leveled up items.
So you're
whatever.
almost there. Yeah. You're almost there.
Because like rivets together with Ratchet and like they're all Clank and then so it's I'm basically like at the end I just literally stopped and had to jump into something else. So that will be fun. I'll probably finish it next week. I've been just taking my time with it. It's a good game.
Yeah. So you're almost there.
Like basically have every item like leveled up, like every single thing there can be. Love was it the Warmonger or whatever?
Warmonger's the best, isn't it?
Oh, I love that
thing. Is dude. Awesome.
Walk right up and just go crazy.
just hold it, dude, and he cycles. Oh, it's so good. So good, man. Those weapons are great. Yeah, I remember like on the PS2 ones, right? The weapons were pretty good too. But just this one overall, and even the previous one, the weapons were really good. This one, they kind of like they went in a different direction. Still good, right? But I think that the weapons on the previous game were a little bit more streamlined. But then on this game, they're just so satisfying and so good.
Yeah. Have
you used the sprinkler at all?
I have.
The topiary sprinkler? Yes. Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. You freeze them.
Yeah, because you just freeze them and then you switch to Warmonger and just melt
Fire off.
Melt them, basically. Yeah, that game's excellent, man.
Yep. Negatron glider or whatever.
Yeah, that one's awesome. That does a lot of damage, but it just takes a little bit to charge it up, and then when you release it, yeah. How do you find there was a level right? I think it's the level right before that's kind of annoying. The one in like a canyon area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was weird. Yeah, that was my least favorite level. Yeah.
Yeah,
I got through that and it's like, okay, I'm not coming back to this point.
You have to keep like jumping off like the walls or whatever and like mid, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it was kind of strange layout kind of thing, but sure.
Yeah, good to know that I'm not the only one that feels like that. That level was kind of whack. Yeah.
It was designed very strange.
Yeah, it's different for sure, but it's still good. It's not
still great. Yeah. I love this game. Yeah, I'll probably finish it out this weekend. And aside from that, pretty much doing my rounds and fair due diligence of doing my studying for Multiverse of Madness. I believe this weekend I will be watching No Way Home, right? This little beautiful movie.
I still haven't gotten it.
So, oh my god,
I'm a fake fan.
Loves the movie so much.
I'm such a fake fan, bro.
Do it.
Such a fake fan. Look at me.
You gotta have it. You gotta have it. So yeah, No Way Home probably catch this weekend. I already watched the WandaVision finale. Also. I not too long ago I'd already watched the first Doctor Strange, so I feel pretty good. So just having fun with that. And then last but not least, Obed, Comic-Con's happening. San Diego Comic-Con is actually happening. It's been since I sound like the meme. It's been 84 years, right? It's been 3 years
Yeah, man.
since I've been to the
2019,
lands
bro.
of San Diego, 2019, and I will embark upon it again. They've emailed me to telling me that my tickets have rolled over, so I am
Oh, sweet.
grandfathered in for the experience. Don't have to worry about paying for that.
Good stuff.
But the hard part now is the hotels. I participated in what they refer to as Hotel Apocalypse, the raffle thing. So I
Oh
don't know
no.
my fate until next week. Hopefully, I get a really nice one. I went for one of the hotels that's basically on property, so it would literally be within walking distance. Never done that before. I've always stayed, off property, but it's been a while. I got to go big or go home. So hopefully it works out. We'll see what
Good,
happens
man.
there.
Yeah.
I know a lot has happened. We're going to talk obviously about
Mellow
what's
time
going on at
coverage from
CinemaCon,
straight from Comic Con. Wow.
straight from Comic
There you
Con.
go,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. It's always, if they have an open mic, beware. If you've seen the Ray Fisher thing, might be another moment to let No Load Time go a little viral.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
That's a spicy question. But I mean, we got MegaCon next month, right? So that's always fun to look forward to. I'll be at that as well. Already got my tickets locked in for that. But yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good to get back in a little bit of that normalcy. Much needed. Look forward to it, and really excited. I suspect that they'll open up regular tickets because right now it sounds like they just have the rollover tickets. If I had to guess, if you're looking to go to the convention and you didn't have tickets, I'd say really look out to your email and on their social media probably by next week, because I think the deadline to confirm the rollover is like this weekend or something. So I would imagine that whatever tickets that don't come over, they'll probably try to sell to get that money back. And if you're someone who's capable of trying to get on a trip out to San Diego, you really want to do it, I would keep my eyes out is what I'm suggesting. But yeah, it's gonna be no time coverage live from the show. We'll see what happens.
Cool. Awesome, man. Yeah, I can't wait to see what info and goodies you bring back from San Diego.
Absolutely.
Joel, I watched your movie. Okay. So you watched this movie because I think I remember talking to you about it. It's the Fast and Furious 9.
Oh yeah.
Why is this movie so stupid?
They progressively get more and more wild.
It's got to the point where the meta actually made it into the movie with like Tyrese. It's like, how are we still alive? It's like, I was actually asking myself the same question just now, bro.
Sure.
How is this even possible, bro? What? That movie's ridiculous, dude. What the heck? It's crazy. like this all started as, stealing DVDs and VCRs and boom boxes from trucks.
Literally.
To like DNA linked satellite tech that'll let you control basically information around the planet. What the heck, dude? It's ridiculous. Like it went off the rails after 5 for me, right? But even so, dude.
And that's what supposedly made them more profitable, because they were starting to head in a really negative turn where the box office wasn't in their favor after you get to Tokyo Drift, right? But then,
which is the pinnacle, arguably the pinnacle of
the films, right? And then if that's okay, I'll leave that alone.
Hey.
But then when you start getting into like like I said, Fast 5, that's where I believe The Rock enters. And when The Rock joins the franchise, that's when the Looney Tune action takes off.
Yes.
And that's where it changed completely course. But that's where they started making more money. So you know what? Ride or die, for the family, I guess.
I mean, you can only milk it for so long, right? Yeah. I don't want to segue, but like Justin Lin's out, like he left Fast 10, right? And they haven't announced who's taking over, right?
No, I did not see them announce it. He's going to produce it still, but I see that the chat's going pretty funny here. You guys are cracking me up. It's pretty good. Hobbs and Shaw, the best movie of all time. Oh, that's an experience. I don't know if I've seen that one yet. But have you seen Hobbs and Shaw yet?
I haven't seen it.
That's the next one on your list, my friend. That's The Rock.
Why? I know it's The Rock and Jason Statham. Yeah. Because Statham had that stinger at the end, right?
I would say, outside from the space scene, of spoilers for 9, it's been out for how long? But I would say aside from the space scene, like there's a lot of stuff they do it. Hobbs and Shaw might be even more wild. I mean, you get it. I'm just gonna tell you straight. You get a sequence where The Rock is able to hold back a helicopter with a chain. So,
okay. I was gonna. Did he punch another submarine or something? Like Toretto at the Universal ride where he punches that helicopter and
oh my gosh,
the helicopter goes like, I'm out of control. It's freaking He-Man over here. Oh man, it's ridiculous, dude. It's wild, like when thinking back, right? Like Fast and the Furious came out like right about the same time I met my wife. Like thinking about it, that was like 21 years ago or whatever.
Wow.
So it's crazy to think, like, right, I remember watching this movie, and when like street racing was really hot back then. Like right now, like street racing is like even frowned upon. Like if you change something in your car, you're an idiot. Like including myself, which I've done it, right? I was like, on my car, it's like, oh yeah, let's put a stupid dumb filter here that sounds like a jet engine. It sounds like a Batmobile from I wish. But it's like back then, right? It's like this subculture thing that was very sort of niche at the time, but it was gaining ground with like hot import nights and, you know, the street racing scene. And, you know, even up to, again, Tokyo Drift, I'm not a big fan of the second one. I watched it in the movie theater with a packed theater at Universal back in the day. It was, I mean, I'm not a big fan of that movie. I think it was like at least Tyrese got better as he went on in the movies too, because he's really bad in that movie. Also, the cars in that movie were awful.
Trying to have a budget.
Well, they had a budget. They had the budget. Yeah, it's the second one because they have coming from the first one. But then it's like those designs were terrible. And then you get to Tokyo Drift, which is again arguably the pinnacle of Fast and the Furiousness. It's awesome. It's also ridiculous, but you know, it's dumb fun. How did this dude get to like pilot a cargo plane? Where the heck did he get the money and how, bro?
You don't ask questions when you watch Fast and Furious.
With Bow Wow, I was like, Bow Wow who's like he looking more like rough instead of Bow Wow now. So it's, bro, what the heck? Yeah, Tony's about family, but it's not. It's not. Like Devil May Cry is about family. It's like, but not.
Oh my god.
No. Yeah, ultimately it is. You know, but yeah.
You know, it's something, man. I mean, it's again.
My gosh,
you watch
dude.
these movies, you suspend disbelief, right?
You know what?
You got to be like an 8-year-old watching this stuff, right?
I was 10 minutes in the movie, and I was like, I have to suspend disbelief because if not, I'm going to just be, you know, nitpicking everything in the movie that's not real. Like, and it's nuts, right?
Yeah.
But it's crazy to see where this franchise has come to. Like now, it's like basically like superhero sci-fi stuff. It's insane. I don't know what the heck. It's like, I don't know what this next one's going to be, right? I mean, they're going to end it with a bang, I guess, because this is going to be the last one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, bro.
That's what they tell us. They also said,
put it out of its misery, Universal.
I don't think it's
Universal.
I think it's misery for the smart people watching, for those that I'm not trying to call them not smart, but I'm just saying again, they suspend disbelief.
Because they're saying that they're
they don't
gonna
care,
Yeah, because they're saying that they're gonna bring Paul Walker's brother to play his role on this next one, and you gotta end it, right? You got like Vin Diesel's already like 55, dude. He can only maintain those guns for so long.
It's probably artificial at this point.
It's gonna really hit someone with a wrench in the face, like for real. Road rage.
We're just, we love this franchise, guys. It's a good time.
It's like I have I have fun memories of this franchise. But yeah,
absolutely. But you have to admit the whole setup of the kid, right? Like that's the future of the franchise. Like that's where they want to take it in the future.
Well, we're gonna have a time jump, like they're gonna end it, and then little Brian, Little
Yes.
B, little it's gonna
Little
take
B.
over. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that will
then
be the way it'll probably go.
they're gonna, cast a young actor to play Little B until
And
he's
then
like
your daughter will
68.
be going to watch the
And then
movie.
he's gonna be
And you'll be
68.
like, when I was a boy, Vin Diesel was
I
the man.
was already a man.
That's true. It hasn't been that long.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Ridiculous, dude. I would it's like you usually like ridiculous stuff, but this movie was a little too much for me, man. It was a little too much. Like John Cena.
The comment.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, say the comment here about thinking Universal's taking some risk with these super expensive movies they keep making. That's fair. That's fair because I mean that's not a cheap movie at all. And at some point the whole rock shtick, right? Like I don't know, you can really lean on that all the time. It's tough.
I think honestly, like the whole rock shtick is wearing off to some extent.
Yeah.
Like it's not like we saw it in Jungle Cruise. Like it's not as it's the pull is not there as it was.
Not the same
at some time in the past. So, crazy and I guess kind of unfortunate. But Joel, I hope Splitstream's not having problems tonight. Because I mean, it looks like we're still up on the stream,
okay.
But
we're still live on my end.
Okay,
so.
cool.
Sorry, guys, we're trying.
It looks like our there we go. Our Facebook stream's back. It looks like it was Facebook, so we're good. But yeah, Moon Knight.
Oh,
we don't deserve this show. What the heck? I don't.
Here it is,
man. Okay, so. How is this show making me feel like this? It's like tearing up, empathizing, and very like this last episode, very dark, in a not in a Batman sort of way, but as I guess your character backstory / intro that they did. It was excellent. Excellent, but it was also very hard. It was heartbreaking and very good stuff. Oscar Isaac's great, dude.
Yeah.
Also, the editing on this show is freaking impeccable, bro.
Absolutely.
What the heck? Incredible. I'm good. Like we're gonna go into spoilers here for this latest episode, which I think they probably have a pocket episode there, right? Because they said 6, but I think this there's more meat, bro. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like they really have a good map on this one. Might surprise us. Is what I'm thinking.
Well, we'll see.
They might surprise us.
We'll see. But again, very very good. No, bro. And even like the last 2 episodes haven't really had a ton of like action sequences. They've been more fantasy action sequences versus the previous ones, right? Where we have, the thing with the mummy on the previous episode, and now we have the sand zombies. So, even as these last 2 episodes not having a lot of action, they still feel action packed and very good. And I just think that the storytelling and the character development that they've done, phenomenal. Bro, it's like how is a D tier Marvel character getting this? It's like so. Now I'm really excited to see what they do when they bring Daredevil back, because like Daredevil was excellent, right, on Netflix. But what if they go and what if they take Daredevil and pass him through the Moon Knight filter?
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. I mean, I don't know if you have anything else to add, but excellent.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those episodes that I have to be honest with you, Obed. Like, you can emotionally heart-wrenching right away. Like you don't need to digest that, right? Like there's a lot of it that right away gets you. But when the episode ended, I was like, that's all. I was expecting a little bit more, to be honest with you, like at first. But then, like, as you digest it, right? It's like one of those meals that's like, it feels light, but it's actually heavier, right? And your stomach is like, oh, wow, that actually hit right. Like as it's hitting in. I get it. And reason I say that is because one of the things that we have compared about DC and Marvel, and I'm not trying to make this a them versus them kind of thing, but one of the things that makes this stuff work for the larger MCU is that we care about these characters, right? I think that was one of the biggest mistakes with the movie The Eternals, right? Like this is supposed to be saving the universe, and I didn't care, you know, like, and that's, I was just watching it casually. I should feel some type of, attachment.
You
right?
know what's funny? It's like, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
When this morning because I watched the episode this morning, I was too busy yesterday, didn't get a chance to watch it. But then episode ends, right? And the recommended thing that always pops up at the end of the episode is freaking Eternals.
Yeah,
I was like, why would he recommend this? And then I've already watched it on Disney Plus, right? Second thing I noticed is that the movie, the Eternals, is 2 hours and 36 minutes long. I would rather watch the Batman 4 times again than watching Eternals.
I will watch the Batman an entire week,
bro,
straight every day, every other week. I'll watch it. Yeah, 100% agree. Batman's amazing.
It's crazy.
But yeah, like it's the part of understanding that when Marvel sticks true to that formula that they have, which is it's fun, you laugh, you cry, you care, you're entertained. There's just something about this special. It's movie magic that I feel bad. Like that's what we expected from like Star Wars and stuff, right? Obviously, The Mandalorian got that really right. We love the Baby Yoda and stuff like that, right? I get it, right? Grogu and all this, right? But like when you care about a character fundamentally, that's the kind of storytelling that really connects with people. You can't just have action for the sake of action, or actors that are supposed to be cool, or like it's just not going to work that way. And again, that's me saying about Eternals, but I think that's what DC has had a lot of problems with, right? When you watch the Batman, it's a really cool movie, so I'm not judging that one. But generally speaking, when you look at some other characters, right, you don't really connect with them that well, right? And I think that when you look at what Marvel's done, is they've taken their time to give you the origin. So then when Moon Knight shows up in some kind of new new Avengers kind of thing, right? At a moment that they choose, right? And you have him join side by side with another character or making remarks, like you actually go, oh, it's not just I recognize this guy, I know about this guy, I understand this guy. And look, I don't think the show's for everybody. When I say that, it's not because it's not good. It's just because it's a different genre than Marvel's gone.
It's different, for sure.
But even in the genre being different, it still feels like Marvel. It doesn't feel like it's something like I don't understand or recognize it. Like it's a part of the family. So I really appreciate that. When we're getting into the lore and stuff, I don't know about you, but when I first saw him being on the ship, I was like, there is no way that he's actually going to go through with this whole like death thing. Like he's gonna escape death, right? I do think that you'll have to see obviously a return to that same location that they were before, the Death Sands or however you want to look at it.
Also the gateway to the living realm or whatever.
Yeah.
Also a good little like a Black Panther reference there in this episode. Yes. Yeah. Very good.
Yes, absolutely. Very, very good. So I think that we'll have to revisit that. A good Doctor Strange reference was made when she talks about the when the Egyptian god, the hippo, when she's talking about how there's different types of places in this kind of part of the universe that people see, and one of them is the astral plane. She's like, that's very beautiful. It's like, well, that's obviously we know, like, the mirror dimension stuff, right? Then with Doctor Strange. So that was a cool little fun reference there. I just think I think they really went very dark obviously in this episode, and that's what sticks out to people the most, and that works. I do get concerned, and I think you alluded to this a little bit, that they're gonna have to really rush past some stuff in this last episode that probably will make it feel very loaded.
Could have used a little bit more time to cook, basically.
Yeah, could have used more time to cook. But I trust them. They've done well so far. But I do caution expectations. It's kind of like how we felt with Boba Fett, right? They try and do a lot there at the end, so it becomes something different, changes expectations. I actually would say lower your expectations so you can be blown away by whatever they do in the finale, because It's hard to tell. Now, I think a season 2 of this is coming, maybe. And I say maybe just because I don't think it's not because I don't think it's good, but it's not a mainstream type character. And I don't know about you, but I don't, outside of my fandom circle, I don't really hear much about this show.
Interesting.
And so I don't know how it's hitting off. Like WandaVision, random people like, hey Joel, so, Loki, blah 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 blah. I don't get that with this one the same.
So I've gotten some feedback, I guess, from a couple of people in the office, right?
Okay, that's
good. And they said it's like, oh, it's really good. Like I wasn't expecting it to be so good. It's excellent. It's great. And, so from people that are not like so in the know as we are. So
that's good.
That's good.
And I would rather, I want to be clear, rather than make a season 2 of this before they bring in the Eternals. I'm really cracking on that movie.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? Obed,
they said the Eternals are going to be back, maybe 1 or 2.
I feel a little freedom to talk about what Disney's doing here. So, it's some decisions that need to be changed and made. But hopefully, right?
Well, Kevin Feige's going on that.
By this final episode.
Yeah, Kevin Feige's going on that sabbatical, I guess.
They're already in it. Yeah.
To start, like, I guess, thinking about the next 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah. All right, Lucasfilm, you got your, I don't know, I guess you can cross learn from your fellow Marvel guys.
I know. Well, next month we have Star Wars Celebration. So much more to come.
Yeah, and we'll be one in about a month, right? Yeah, I think it's a month to the day almost.
Yeah,
pretty much. Cool. Yeah, we'll see. Joe, I was very much looking forward to Video Game the Year of 2022, but unfortunately, the Mario movie is delayed until 2023 in a very unusual announcement. It's like, hey, it's Chiggy, I don't like it. We're going to delay it. I don't know. So... delayed. They actually gave us an official date, though, because we didn't have a date. They only said holiday 2022, so we did not have an official date. But it's April 7th, North America, Japan, April 28th. And yeah,
who's the distributor for it? Is it Universal?
It's Universal, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So this all got announced in a tweet. It was in a tweet from Nintendo, nonetheless, right? That's the interesting. It wasn't even Universal. So it's like Nintendo coming out. It's like basically the tweet reads, "This is Miyamoto. After consulting with Chris Sun, my partner at Illumination, on the Super Mario Brothers film, we've decided to move the global release to spring 2023, April 28th in Japan. Don't refresh. April 7th in North America. My deepest apologies, but I promise it will be well worth the wait." More than likely, this is the same thing that happened with Spidey, where we need more time to make it look prettier. So I mean, there's no need to concern. I'm just playing because hey, a movie delayed could be good. It's a rush movie, could be bad forever. Oh shoot! Oh, Miyamoto flipping the script now. It's on film. But yeah, not much to say here. It's delayed, unfortunate, but we will see them next year. I told my daughter, she was bummed. She was like, "Oh, I want to see the Mario movie Christmas." I was like, "All right, you'll see it on spring break next year."
Exactly. It's really not that long. We have to wait. It's kind of like a exact year from now, basically, right? And one thing that does concern me, Obed, is that we didn't even get like any kind of promotional image or teaser, some kind of thing for this project. We just know we've heard about it. Hey, this voice actor, It almost makes you wonder if when they start making the actual movie, they were like, this is not working the way we thought it would. And that's what concerns me. Because with Sonic, for an example, they clearly had a plan. Like they knew what they were going to be doing with this movie. And we got the promotional image and we got that trailer and people were like, oh, This could be fine.
Yeah.
Fix that, right?
Yeah.
Like that
Whoa,
you got
whoa, whoa, whoa. You
yeah.
got to do something about that teeth. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And that one change was able to perfect the film. Okay, that's cool. That's not the fact here, right? Like we are going off of, a tweet from Nintendo saying about, hey, our global release is going to be in Japan next year, 2023. And we're working on stuff like for something that was supposed to be coming out in probably 5-6 months from now. And it's not, and we don't even get a picture. It's a little concerning to me.
Because even with Spider-Man, we got like a 1 minute snippet, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Or like a 1 minute concept of what this movie's gonna be like. So
right. It's an animated movie, right? We're not talking about a live action Transformers film or something. So yeah. I'm a little surprised, but I don't want to make everyone afraid. Like you said, delay can be a good thing. It can bring a greater gratification in the end.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it wasn't like Rise of Skywalker, which it probably wouldn't made any difference when they delayed it, right?
It's not that, not
yeah. And the thing is that I trust Illumination. I think Illumination it's other than Disney, they are the premier animation studio right now, right? Unfortunately, that Disney closed down Blue Sky and this guys that got over from the Fox acquisition, so that's unfortunate. But hey, you know what? There's plenty of opportunities out there. So, I think it's in good. I think the project's in good hands, and maybe this is Universal saying, hey, you know what, we can afford to move this, and make the the choice to move it. That'll give them an extra time for renders and whatever they need, make it look prettier. Because I'm assuming that the VO is done. I mean, that's probably been done for a while now. Yeah. So maybe they're going back into the drawing board. Maybe they're taking a page from Sonic, right? And redoing something, because like you can't, when it comes to video game characters, especially when you go in the animated route, you can't really mess it up too much. It's like,
it's Mario, for crying out loud. It's
Mario, right? It's like, it's Sonic. like I get it, right? You're not gonna take Mario from Mario 3D or from Mario Odyssey and just put it in a movie, right? I get that. Just take the Mario from Smash and just put it in a movie and then just work around it. Like, you have to tweak the art design, and you have to let the artists make their own choices into how these characters are going to look like, without messing up too much. Like with Sonic, right? It's like, yeah, feel free to make him look how you think Sonic will look in the real world, and he's horrifying. So let's go back to the drawing board. Let's go ahead and do what we wanted to do, which basically was like regular Sonic.
Copy and paste of the game.
Yeah. Almost.
Yeah, almost. Universal's going to have a fine year, right? They have Jurassic World's coming out today. Advance tickets went on sale for that, coming out in June, I believe. So Universal's going to have a really great year. A lot of these studios have so many movies that have been delayed for so long, and they're really just trying to run the slate out. So that could also be a part of it, right? Not trying to overcrowd the box office and let it sit on its own for a time where it can make really its money for itself. And that's just a theory of mine, right? So yeah, I think it'll be okay. I think you've got some very fair points on hopefully the direction they take.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Joel, very exciting. CinemaCon happened. Batman 2 is gonna be a thing.
Yep.
And we're just talking about it last week because I got the chance to see it. So again, very excited. Can't wait for the direction. Again, if you ask me, don't go too edgy on the Joker design. Like, you showed enough where you can still tweak it, right? But I'm not a fan of that Joker design that got out on the deleted scene. I'm not a big fan of the deformed guy or the scarring and all that stuff. I'm not. Just make it a dude. Yeah, with just a little with scarring, that's fine, but just make him a dude. I don't mind.
Honestly, I think. Did you get to listen to the IGN interview with Matt Reeves about the whole Joker thing?
I did not know.
Okay, so if you get a chance, I would recommend it. It's like 5 minutes or so. He
Okay.
explains like he goes into like why the character looks this way and what his thoughts were and the scene, blah blah blah, all this stuff. And basically he has the entire backstory laid out of what he wanted to do. He's like the Angel Man syndrome, was why like he's smiling that way and all this stuff, right? But I say that to say he very clearly says just because we have this scene does not necessarily mean that Joker's going to be our villain in the sequel.
Yeah.
And I actually hope that that's the route they go. And I know that's could be a little like, if you show the character, why would you wait another movie to bring him in? I'm not saying that the character can't at all be in this in the sequel. But I would actually say keep Riddler and Joker in the pocket. Keep those characters in your pocket. But at the same time, Obed, if the rumors are true on what supposedly it is, and I believe it's, gosh, I want to say it's like No Man's Island or something is the comic that they're adapting. I can't remember the exact name, but in theory, what you see at the end of the movie is
like the aftermath of Gotham,
where the streets are flooded empty and the prisons open up and a bunch of these people are free. Sounds like a video game you might have played.
Yeah.
So it's an actual comic book run that talks about this, and Batman's having to run through the city and grab up all these different rogues, put them back away. I'm not sure that that's still true. That was a rumor, right, of what they were going to do. The source that it came from, I believe, personally. But just because you have all that could be a good moment where you kind of have, the Joker mythology being spoken about. Oh, you don't mess with Mr. J, and oh, this and that and the other, or oh, what that Riddler guy did and all that kind of stuff. But maybe let it be someone else. I mean, supposedly Mr. Freeze was going to be the original villain for this movie. That was what the director went for originally. Maybe you go back into that. I'm not saying that the Joker is not good or even overused. It just feel like with the style that they're going for with these kinds of movies, they don't need the Joker right now because Gotham is so strong the way they do it. You don't need a mayhem man to show you that side of Gotham. They really give you a good look at maybe the more, individuals, like the DAs and the investigate, all these different roles that play into the larger world that Batman lives in. And so, that's just me ranting about why they should not have Joker as the villain for the sequel, or the main villain, at least. We'll see.
Yeah.
I won't be mad. I won't be mad if they do, but we'll see.
No, and I agree with you. I mean, I think as cool as the Joker is, right? Because everyone wants to see the Joker. That's the main thing, and that's what attracts people. I think just going back and revisiting some of the other villains, like again, this one did with Riddler, and then just going back and maybe revisiting Poison Ivy, like a grounded Poison Ivy, or multiple villains, because this movie had multiple villains, so just have it work. I'm interested to see where it goes, but yeah.
See, I feel like they're not going to go supernatural elements with villains for their movies. I feel like they're going to stay, because like Mr. Freeze, people like, go supernatural. Kind of. I mean, you can just have a guy with an ice suit, and really, it's a little bit. It's like unrealistically realistic. You can still ground him, if you know what I'm saying.
But what about
Poison
the freezing
Ivy,
ray?
like full? Yeah, but like Poison Ivy, like full on riding trees and stuff. Like that's probably like not, or like if you have like Clayface or something, that's probably not the kind of characters they could do. But having a Harvey Dent, or having even Ra's al Ghul or something like that, or even Deathstroke show up or something of that caliber, like that probably fits better in the kind of world that they have in this movie Batman. Because I don't know if you saw, the director also went on to say that Superman is not a part of this universe. Like there's no Superman in his universe.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That's why I don't think that supernatural kind of thing is so much. I don't know. That's just me going on about it.
The whole alien supernatural thing. It's Yeah, and I totally appreciate that they're trying to ground it, right? So, I mean, what do they go with? Like the ventriloquist? How about you do Calendar Man? Because no one like that's not a
That's a
mainstream
good
villain.
one.
Yeah, he's not a mainstream villain, but he's a good villain.
He's a great villain.
Do Calendar Man. So that's what's up. Just go with like the weirdos, like the weird smart dudes, the weird villains now.
Absolutely. Victor Zaz.
Well, he's been in the movies, but not
No, Suicide Squad. Yeah.
Yeah, and he
Not
was
Suicide.
he was
Birds of
in
Prey.
yeah, man, he was in Dark Knight, but not like on
Yeah.
the first one on Batman Begins, right? But not to like the extent that he's like a prominent role, right? So we'll see. Cool. Also announced Venom 3. Like no one's shocked about that one. But there's a sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife that got announced. So cool. Yeah, I mean that movie ends in a cliff. Well, no, it doesn't end on a cliffhanger, but it does. The end credit sequence is basically a cliffhanger. I haven't watched Venom yet, Joe. So how do you feel about that?
It didn't matter if they did one or not, but at the same time, doesn't mean that it really didn't. Like they didn't set anything up. There was no kind of like, I don't know. And even with the first one, they didn't really set anything up either. Really, when you think about it, they're very standalone movies. And when you watch them, and that's just how I feel. Like even with this one, like it doesn't matter. And you saw the thing with Andrew Garfield, right? Saying he's taking a year off or something, right? To refresh. You know, people have joked online pretty refresh.
Yeah.
People have joked about, you know, him he probably saw Morbius and said, "I'll take a break, guys. I'm not going to be in anything to do with that right now." That's been the joke I've seen online, and to be honest, you know, wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I mean, as long as they actually have something that's meaningful, because I'm not gonna lie, like the whole Carnage thing, Maximum Carnage thing was disappointing. But it's what it was. You know, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. Like I don't really know what Venom storyline you adapt after that. And what I thought was Venom versus Spider-Man. Like, and that's where you got to take it, right? Like, but the moment you put Spider-Man in the movie, is it Venom 3 or is it a Spider-Man movie? It's a Spider-Man movie. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, like Batman versus Superman, right? That's not a Superman movie anymore. That's a combo movie. You have these two major characters. It's not the same. The moment you put Spider-Man in this movie versus Venom, it's not a Venom 3 movie. Like I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like a like Civil War, right? It's not really a Captain America movie. It's
not really
technically Avengers 3.
Exactly.
So, yep. Yeah, I mean, I guess when I watch Liberty Carnage, I'll tell you how that goes. Ghostbusters, if they keep it, I mean, if Jason Reitman stays and the cast stays and you can move it forward like that, yeah, that could work, because I really enjoyed it. I really did. So
yeah,
looking forward to seeing what happens with that. It's funny because I saw the announcement, right? Excuse me. And some places were posting. I was like, "Oh, Ghostbusters 4 announced," and I was like, "When aren't there?" No, there are 3 Ghostbusters movies.
Wow.
So it's like, wait a second, aren't there 4? I was like, no, they're right. There's 3. Yeah, I remember. It reminded me of the was the Principal Skinner. I was like, oh, it is them who are wrong. Yeah, so good stuff from Sony. I guess we'll see. Real quick, I don't know if I'm assuming you saw the picture for Barbie coming out next year.
Yeah.
Because it was everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know who this speaks to, right? Like, I think it's gonna be more moms watching this movie than girls, honestly. Like moms that have a fond memory for Barbie. Like, is Barbie still hot? Like, I mean, hot as a hot product, right? No, I'm not saying. So see Joel talking out over here.
That was the wrong choice of words,
that's
man.
A hot I mean, is Barbie a hot property?
Yeah,
that's the right question, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
I mean, I'm sure I don't have a daughter. I don't know what young ladies are into, but I'd imagine it still
iPads.
sells decently. Yeah, exactly. Technology. But I will say, like, I don't know if you looked at the cast for it. So, like, Shang-Chi, the actor who plays Shang-Chi, Simu Liu, he's going to be playing one of the characters in there, right? Ryan Gosling is in there. I don't know.
Ryan Gosling's Ken, probably.
I assume. I don't know. But just knowing that, and then they have, I think they have one of the actors from SNL, if I'm not mistaken, or something. If I had to guess a bit, it's probably gonna be a joke. It's probably gonna be a comedy. And if it's a comedy, like you take it as a comedic route, like Barbie is a joke, it actually probably works well for like the genre that we're thinking.
There's already a good Barbie movie. There's already a good Barbie movie. It's Legally Blonde.
Yeah, yeah. And they also have, now this I'm familiar with, right? I've got sisters. It's like the Barbie animated stuff people loved back in the day.
Yeah.
My sisters loved that.
That was big.
Talked to people, colleagues a little bit, and people have referenced this stuff, right? Those were a thing. Obviously, animation probably didn't age well today, but I'm just saying, like they've done it. They've been there, done it. But yeah, if it's a comedy, that's probably my response to it. But Obed, we got a lot of other stuff like Way of Water, got it, thrown out there now. Apparently each movie is gonna be its own thing.
Yeah. Title for Avatar. Mission Impossible 7. That Mission Impossible is the other like Fast and the Furious thing. Although that one from the beginning has been like ridiculous, right?
It's the title, Mission Impossible.
Yeah. So. I mean, I don't know how Tom Cruise, how much longer he can carry that franchise, honestly, until they reboot. So,
which is why I think he's gonna be in Doctor Strange, because at this point in his career, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's my theory.
All right. Well, we'll see. Okay. I'm gonna try not to freak out too much. But I guess that after all these years of talks and all this nonsense, right? The Robotech movie has a director.
It's happening.
Is it happening? I mean, it looks like Sony wants it to happen because last I knew, right back then, like I think WB had the rights, but they probably got rid of them after all the acquisitions and sales and all this stuff, right? Is it Reese Thomas? Is Reese or Rice?
I do not want to butcher this myself, but I know what you're talking about.
Yep. So he directed Hawkeye for Disney Plus, which was, I think, pretty good. He is, I guess, assigned to the Robotech live action adaptation, which again, like, how do you do this? Like, I was thinking about it, right? Because I love Robotech. Like I talked about it in the show. My love for Macross is like, I'm up there. How do you actually do this? And I think, right, if you want a franchise out of this, because you probably do, right? Ideally, you take the movie, Do You Remember Love, and you make an adaptation out of that, because it works, right?
Yeah.
But if they want a franchise, they can take the series, right, and not the U.S. adaptation. Please don't use Robotech. Use Macross. Use the original material, and you adapt. And you could potentially adapt the series, which is 26 episodes, into a good trilogy, like, because it's pretty well divided, right? It's you got your beginning, and you got your first big battle, then you got your second part where you lose your mentor and all the more drama, and then you got the big battle at the end, in the third movie. Like, you can split it into like looking back at it, right? And it's crazy, right? Because even after the final like big battle, there's like more drama happening in Earth. It's like I think you can do without that because it's yes, it humanizes the Centrati, but it's fine. You can end it at the big battle like the movie did. Um, I'm very excited, cautiously optimistic. Joel, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, of all the ones, like this has been on hold for too long. So
Toby
it's time.
Maguire. I remember Toby Maguire was like in
Yeah.
talks to be Rick Hunter slash Hikaru Chijo. So yeah,
And like considering considering how like Transformers isn't what it was, right? Like it's not like you're putting it in 2007 or something, right? When like those are starting to be colliding possibly or feeling like it's a part of the same thing, even though as long as Michael Bay's not involved, you'll be all right.
you brought
But
something up, dude. People are gonna be. This is like Transformers. Guess what? This been out before Transformers.
right,
Like this predates.
right,
Like Macross predates Transformers. So
right.
who still? The fun fact, Joe. With all the crazy, ridiculous things that happen with the Macross licensing, and it's still happening. Like some of the shenanigans are still going on. There's like a Kickstarter for something. It's like, why are you still kickstarting stuff that you're never gonna put out? Harmony Gold. There was back in the day, right? Here's what's crazy. Hasbro loved the transforming Macross jet that Bandai was making in Japan, that they actually licensed it before Harmony Gold could license it from Bandai to release it here. So Jetfire, the Transformer, it's actually a Macross
Wow.
transformable jet. Just the Gen 1 Jetfire toy. When Jetfire showed up in the cartoon, he was different because they couldn't use the same design. So it's this license is bonkers, dude. Of all the freaking licensing stuff, but they gotta do like the Japanese version. Like you can't, like you can't, like nobody cares about what's it Southern Cross, and no one cares about Mospeeda. You don't need to do any of that. Like you can just do straight up Macross. Take the series, split it in three parts, which you can definitely do, right? You got your beginning, falling in love with Lin Min Mei. You got your first big battle, movie ends. Second movie, oh, Min Mei thing falls through and Roy dies and all this stuff, and then set up for another big battle, right? At the end, and then ends with you taking over the squadron. And then the third movie is the setup to the big, for the third movie, yeah, just take that third act from the movie, from the Macross movie, and just adapt it into, and dude, if they do it well and if they have the right cast, this could be awesome. But this could also be trash, and I am so scared.
I don't blame you. I
Yeah,
don't blame
I
you. I
think
mean, like you have that fond of a memory, that fond of an
I
attachment
love
to
it, dude.
something, you can't
Yeah,
mess that up.
yeah. Like I love Transformers, right? Like when I watched it, I was like, ah, it was pretty good, the first one, and then the second one, I was like, ah, it was worth it for me to stay here for an hour and 45 minutes just to see Jetfire die and give Prime his stuff and be awesome for 10 seconds. The third movie, I could have done without that one, and then after that, it's like Fast and the Furious Transformer Edition just went off the rails, like in a bad way. Why? Why we do that? Not even the Dinobots can save the
Oh
other
my goodness.
movies.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, dude, it's nuts.
Yeah.
But I'm
No,
hope.
but
Go ahead.
I would say, but like that, the whole thing is like this should not be compared to Transformers, and because it's going to be coming out, hopefully, right in the near future, and I think the timing is actually probably better right now, technology wise, comparison wise. There will be people who still compare it, like you said, but regardless, like I think it's a good time to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It looks like Harmony Gold is going to be involved somehow. Oh my god.
Uh,
Oh my
pain.
god. Joe, if I win the Powerball, like one of the big ones, like 300 million or something, I would buy Harmony Gold.
Do it.
Like straight up. I don't think they're worth that much.
Oh my god.
Like straight up, I win I won like one of those $500 million Powerball. Yeah, dude. I'll buy Elon. Buy Harmony Gold. That's like a sneeze to you, man. Fix it. Fix it.
He's got that sitting around.
Yeah. Bro, I'm telling you. That was like I thought about it. Like honestly, it's like, dude.
Oh, I'm sure. There's plenty of companies I thought of buying myself.
I would buy Harmony Gold. It's like, you just lost $30 million, sir. I don't care. Nobody's gonna get hurt anymore.
Nice. Nice.
Speaking of getting hurt, Sega.
That was awesome.
Sega's pulling Sonic games from storefronts. I believe all storefronts, with the exception of the Sega Ages line on the Switch, are getting delisted in anticipation of Sega of Sonic Origins coming out. So doesn't surprise me, right? If you haven't bought a Sonic game and there's a compilation like this out, why would you have to go and buy the other games that are not remastered or tweaked or modernized? Just buy the new one, which is this. I don't see what the big deal is. I saw a lot of people screaming and yelling. I was like, oh no, you're taking it away. Oh. You can still find a disc somewhere that has it. It's fine. No one's gonna die from this, and you can just still play Sonic with Origins when it comes out. So nothing too crazy, Joel, but I want to use the story as a segue. But anything that you want to share regarding this?
I mean, I'm good. It's obviously a moment to be recognized. But no, I mean, I'm good. New things are coming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Par for the course. Like there's stuff that's getting delisted. Oh yeah, so like I had it on the docket, right? But we're running a little bit late. But just real quick, right? Because I wanted to use this as a segue. Like Metal Gear Solid 4 is getting delisted next month, dude. From the PS3 store and PS3 store and PlayStation Now.
So you gotta grab it and download it.
So you can't. There has to be some sort of license stuff like music or something, because that game has music and like historical footage. So that would mean that basically all Metal Gear games are gonna get listed except like Peace Walker or something. Oh man, it's crazy.
This is why we're those crazy physical copy people, stuff like that.
Yeah. Even so, man, like, do you think I want to boot up my PS3 and play the Metal Gear Solid?
But if you do,
collection,
you don't. But if you do, you don't want to have to worry about, oh gosh, now it's delisted. Yeah. So it's an option. I like options in life.
Yeah, which is the great thing about backwards compatibility, right? Where if you have the disc, you don't have to worry about it, and you can just still play it, right?
Come on, PlayStation.
They're not gonna do it.
Come on, guys.
They're not gonna do it.
PlayStation 6?
They're not gonna do it.
PlayStation 6?
I don't know, bro.
The legacy one? Come on, man.
The legacy. It's just that it's a hassle. Like, I don't know.
It is, but I would argue that it's worth the effort. However, the streaming thing you mentioned, that's probably just the way they're gonna go.
Yeah. Well, the thing again with things like Metal Gear Solid, right? What do? Like, these games are amazing, and now you can't. Like, you have to hunt down for a disc and find it, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? I'm probably just gonna end up buying a couple more copies of MGS4 and just have them because. They're cheap. They're like $5. They're like cheap game. Everyone bought it, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, no, it stinks. Like something like Sonic, I can see, right? Because it's gonna get re-released in I guess a more robust package, Yeah,
Right.
you can buy it and piecemeal, but again, it's a more robust package. So comparing this to something with like what's going on with Metal Gear Solid is uh, it's apples and oranges. They're not. It's just not exactly the same. So
Yeah.
it's sort of the same. It's still a fruit, but not really the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Um, and I just wanted to use this as a segue to just talk a little bit about PlayStation Plus and the that initiative that Sony announced that they're going to create a games preservation team. So start when I mean, are you gonna start with like what arguably was the biggest thing on the PS3 until Uncharted 2, which was Metal Gear Solid? I mean, you gotta start from if you gotta start from somewhere, start from there. It's one of the games that you guys like co-published almost. So this is good,
Yeah.
right? It's good. It's one of those things that I was concerned when Jim Ryan took over, right? Because we've seen Jim Ryan talk about like when the PS3 came out, it's like who's gonna want to play PS2 when you like they were asking questions about PS2 in an interview and the PS3 was already out. I was like, why are you asking questions about this game that looks like garbage when you have like HD graphics? I mean, he's a PR guy and that's what he did back in the day. Whatever, right? But it was a concern that I had that I brought up on the the podcast when we talked about it. But this is good. I think this is good. This is a good start, right? I guess we'll have to see the good that comes out of it. Not entirely sure how this would work and when we will see if this initiative has some sort of impact. But yeah, no. How do you feel about this? And then we'll talk PS Plus here in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would say they call it game preservation, team. I call it the remastering team. This is the kind of people that will probably say what franchises are deemed valuable enough that we should put the time and resources into keeping this a part of the next generation. So, are we going to make another one of these, or are we going to remaster this? And making those decisions or being a part of those discussions, rather than just having the CEO go, nah, we'll skip that project. No, like letting it be a democracy, a group effort. I like that. I think that's a good way to go. But yeah, it's really, I think it's just gonna be the kind of group that gives the blessings for remastering, games or not remastering games, also, right? Both ways. That's what I feel like it comes down to on just a general consensus of what they'll be doing. Sounds good. Sounds great. Like you said, don't really know what to make of it until we start seeing what actions actually come out of this. But it's all speculation. And that's the fun part of it. Hopefully, it's meaningful and in the right way. This is all being implemented. So,
yeah, we'll see. But like, I want to talk about PS Plus because there's stuff out there, and we know that in a couple of months, about a month and a half, right? PS Plus is going to change. First of all, the May offerings are not good.
no.
Like this is the first month in a while that I'm probably just not gonna grab anything.
Unless you love FIFA, it's not good. That's like probably the one game for a sector of people, and I'm not trying to make light of people who like that. Good for you, but it's not the kind of thing that's I look for in a PS Plus.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have a granted it's a one game backlog right now, but still, right? I actually, you know what? No, there's a few things that I already had downloaded that I really want to play. So, I may be done with that. I guess few games that I have in between until like Christmas, like Friday ish. We'll see, but yeah, like this is the first month in a while that I'm probably just gonna be like, I'm good. Not, I don't need these games in my library because like I don't even know what they are. Like it's FIFA and two things that I even have no clue what they are. So I mean, I'm not disparaging the developers, right? But it's something that I'm just not interested in, and I'm not even saying the title, so I don't know. You can go look it up. But yeah, I mean, it's changing, and now we're gonna get less offerings. We're gonna get 2 games instead of the 3 that we were usually getting. There was I don't know if you read about them grandfathering in some people, like depending on how long you've been with PlayStation or with PS Plus, they'll get you into like an upgraded plan. I don't know.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah. So I wonder how that's going to happen. I mean, I've had PS Plus for like 10 years. So
yeah, I've had it for a long time. It's got to be 10 years at least for myself as well.
Yeah. You know what? No, it's probably going to be. So I got PlayStation Plus a couple of months before I got my Vita, or like the month before I got my PS Vita, right? And I got the Vita 2000 when they redesigned it, and I think that came out April 2014. It did, or February 2014. I think right around that area. I want to say it was April. It was like late April. I gotta look it up. I gotta fact check it. Because I remember my wife being very pregnant and me playing PlayStation Vita a ton. So I was probably just in my face. I was like, oh, let's play this thing as much as I can. PS Vita Slim. Let's see. When did you come out? Release date. There you go. February 2014. So
there you go.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, if they want to give me throw me a bone and give me something extra, I'll take it, right? But
give you a deal.
Yeah, give me a deal. But we've all been we were all part of the hack when the PS3 got hacked and all that. So I don't know. Like I'm a little bit concerned, right? That now that PS Plus is going to change, they're going to start like taking away stuff that we were used to getting. And that could potentially happen, right? I mean, look at Disney. Like, it's not your park ticket will not suffice now. So where you have to like buy more stuff on top of it. So, I mean, I don't know. That's why I said that I may go for like that mid tier. Like, it all depends on the game selection. As someone that does not have a lot of time to actually like play a ton of games, and I just want to focus on what I want to play and not play everything because I just don't have the time for that. I just don't think that those plans are a good deal to me specifically. Unless I want to try something out, right? Like, I think it's a good idea to go in and try the premium to see how they're doing with the PS1 emulation and how they're doing with the PS3 stuff. It'll be cool to check that out, right? But at the same time, I just don't want to spend the money because I don't think the product is it's for me. I think the base PS Plus is what I need. Just give me a couple of games free, and then I'll buy. Because I always end up buying what I want to play. So, right. Yeah, Joe. I mean, I'm a little bit conflicted. I can't. June 13th is when this is all coming out. We still don't have a games list of what's going to be on those tiers, and that's, I think, is crucial. And Sony needs to put out that information as soon as they can, right? I think no later than May 13th, which is a month before the service launches. Come on, you gotta put a list before that. This is actually, interestingly enough, this service comes out the day after Xbox. I don't know if you saw it today.
No,
Xbox are gonna have their E3 thing, like Xbox Bethesda showcase on June 12th.
Oh, okay.
So June 13th is when this comes out, and then I mean, will we have a state of play thing on the 13th? Like,
Probably somewhere around there.
you know, I don't know. It's I know you sort of feel the same way about the changes and which product is right for me and whatnot, and should I just stay with the regular one, or should it, like, I don't play online, should I just even have it at all? Like, it's you know uh, even though I don't play online that much, I will still keep it just for the cloud saves, because you never know when your system's gonna poop on you.
That sounds like the ITO bid right
And
there.
that's got, bro.
The backups, man.
I'm telling you, it's bound to happen. Like it's gonna, it could, right? You don't know, right? It's the best practice, Joel. You never save anything locally.
And if you do have it locally, that can't be the only place.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, how do you feel about this? Any other concerns that you have when it comes to the I guess the message, the way they're messaging their product and the changes they're making? But yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it's generally pretty straightforward, but I feel like the announcement is all we got, and then it's kind of like just expected. People are just gonna know what they're gonna buy, and you and I have our good ideas of which one we want to go, which tier we want to lock into, but they still haven't really marketed it like this is the thing. This is what, like you're saying, these are the titles that are gonna come with it, why you should have this versus that. They're kind of letting us make those decisions. I like the tiers as it's set in, as I really considered more and more what they're offering. Um, but I really feel like if they're going to be putting this out, and Microsoft has an event the day before, right? Like, gotta be careful, because Microsoft's been doing some pretty
Yeah, man.
noticeable, pretty recognizable stuff. I show them their respects, and I just kind of feel like it's time for Sony to put a flag down and be a little bit more decisive on the direction they want to take these new services, and some of the other question marks we've had. Like, obviously, if PlayStation Now is going to be going away, how does this new service compare to basically PlayStation Now? Like, how is that going to actually work? Is it that you launch the PS Plus app and then there's a streaming option in there, or does the PS Now app stay and it runs through that? Like there's not enough, like how you're saying, there's not enough clarity on how this is fully gonna be working, and I feel like that wouldn't be a hard thing to do, right? To bring that clarity. I just don't want them to wait till too last minute. But they did that kind of with the PS5. Remember, like the
Yeah.
backwards compatibility stuff. Like, no one saw the UI until like just right before it was coming out. Like, I had locked in a pre-order of the console, and I still didn't know what it was gonna look like when I turned it on. I was like, I'm gonna get this thing, and I don't know. And then, am I with to have backwards compatibility? Am I gonna have to, go on an FTP site and download like a file on a thumb drive and plug it in for it to work? I didn't know like what it was gonna be. Sounds crazy, but at the time we really just did not know. But that's something that I don't really like. I don't like that not knowing. Like, you're supposed to just buy it and be happy. But there's still time, so I don't. It's not the end of the world, but just a criticism, right? The probably is a little fair, and we'll be fine in the end. It's really not a deal breaker. I think
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think you and I seem pretty happy about the announcement, but it's time for the next steps to unfold.
Yeah, I think that they just been too conservative when it comes to announcements, and they could
Yeah,
be a little bit more upfront when it comes to, like,
yeah,
hey, this is the plan, right? It's like, because people get anxious, right? And I don't blame them, because sometimes, like, we haven't heard from Microsoft at all, like, in a long time. But I mean,
yeah,
other than the acquisitions, right? Which are, you know granted, loud,
yeah,
you know
yeah. Recognizable.
It's exactly. But we'll have to see. They have to be like, what's the plan, right? You gotta give us the games list. It's like, oh, this is the games that are gonna be out for this tier. This is the games that are gonna be out for this tier. And as you know, this is gonna be the first month that you're gonna get 2 games. So here's 2 actual good games that you care about. And you know, I would say, bro, honestly, here's what I would do. Like, again, for the base tier, right? So you have those 400 games, right? That they have on that they'll have on the mid tier. But I would do this, man. I would do, from those 400, you pick 10 games, and then from those 10 games that you pick out, people can choose 2 games. You pick your own 2. Like, you're not, it's like, hey, you're going to take FIFA whether you like it or not. Right? So you could take FIFA, like, but you could take, I don't know, Street Fighter 5. So I think that's the way to do it for that tier. But it just makes too much sense. So
yeah, I know, that's the scary.
Yeah. That's the scary part. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we'll see. I can't wait to see what comes out of that. But Jules, what we got? Unless you got anything else, man. So 227 on the books, no intro. So, but we have an outro by Mr. Julian.
My pleasure to be with every single one of you today. Thank you for joining us. We invite you to stay connected to our show. Go ahead and subscribe. We're on podcast platforms of your choice. We're on Apple Music, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon Music. Find us on your podcast platform of choice. Hit that subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it. You can also subscribe to the video version on our YouTube channel. We're streaming to our YouTube channel these episodes, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Like the videos, drop us a comment, ring the bell to get notifications when we go live or drop new videos on that channel. Share these episodes with your friends and family. We'd really appreciate that. We also would ask you if you would consider writing us a review on your podcast platform of choice. That would really help us as we're trying to share organically our show with the masses. Additionally, we invite you all to stay connected with our social media. At No Load Time. That's at No Load Time. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Go ahead and give us a follow there. We are also on Twitch, and so you can follow us, No Load Time, all together on Twitch. We stream our episodes live there. What's up to our Twitch community? And last but not least, if you have any questions, comment, or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. So you can send an email to noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com. Thank you all so much, and we look forward to being with you on our very next episode where we discuss the Moon Knight finale.
If that's the finale. Oh. Thank you, guys. Stay safe. We'll see you again next time.